Hey everybody, it's me Darth, and I just want to say, before this video starts, I made a video similar to this on my other channel, but I'm going to do it again here, because, oh, that was my dog. It's very important to me, and I want to talk about it. So I'm just going to be building as I talk about this. So, yeah. So what I want to talk about is, I'm going to be talking about faith and belief. So if that's not up your alley, then that's alright. But just a heads up, that's what I'm going to be talking about. But yeah, recently, if you know me well enough, then you probably know that I'm a Christian. And I'm a firm believer in Christ. Or at least I hope I am. But as of recently, I've been having some trouble in my faith. And I've been struggling a bunch. And what I mean, if you don't understand, is that I'm not completely sure if the Lord is real and all. So, just to sum up. But, yeah. I'm trying to think of if there's anything else that's important to say. Well, I guess I could just talk about my story. So I grew up in church ever since I was born, and my mom has always been, well, at least where I live now. Actually, no. Let's rewind. I was born in Tennessee and lived there for a few years before I moved away because my family couldn't afford and deal with being able to live with my mom's side of the family. So then we moved, and then a few years later, my sister was born. And in this time, my parents always, taught me and brought me to Sunday school and church, and taught me that this is the way I'm supposed to live. And I was okay with it, because I was still a child. I didn't have conscience. I think that's how you say that. But yeah, I was just still a child, so I was fine with it. But then after my sister was born, we moved to where I am now, which is Washington. Or after my sister was born, we moved again across the country. And then I had another sister. And at that time, we were living with my dad's side of the family, with my grandma. And so, we found a nearby church that we really liked, and that we knew people and were friends with. So we decided to start going to that church. But there's one reason that we went to that church in specific. They really needed a children's pastor. And my mom wanted to be a teacher, specifically a children's pastor. So my mom talked to the staff, the staff, and a few years later, she became the children's director, and has been doing that for, I want to say, 7 or 8 years. But yeah, so I was really little when I first came to the church that I go to now. So I, when growing up, stuck with my mom as the children's pastor because I didn't have any choice. I had fun. I loved it. And my siblings did the same thing, and still are doing the same thing. By the time this was all happening, I'd say this was roughly when I was like 5 or 6 years old. So I was still pretty young. Starting probably to gain consciousness a little. But yeah. Then after that, I after I graduated elementary school, I then entered middle school, which was a little off. It was a little hard, but I still made do. Middle school was probably a mix of the best time of my life and arguably maybe the worst, because a lot of stuff happened in middle school. And something I forgot to say, I've been homeschooled most of my life. So you're gonna hear that again, definitely. But yeah, I was homeschooled all throughout middle school, but there was a few years in elementary where I decided to go to public. That was my second year in elementary, the second grade, and fourth and fifth grade. And kindergarten, excuse me. So then, after deciding I wanted to be homeschooled for 6th grade and so on, I'll be honest, my life has been uphill a bunch and downhill a ton. A lot of stuff happens when you're homeschooled and in high school now. Transitioning from middle school into high school, I went to this event at my youth group at my church called NYC. No, it is not New York City. It's an event that's just called NYC. And basically what we did, we went to Orlando, Florida. Oh yeah, this was in 2023, yeah. And we learned a bunch about Jesus and like his life, and the preachers there were amazing. And this was where probably the first life-changing event happened to me. I was trying to go all in for Jesus because I was really touched by it. So and then after and what like the main part of NYC happened, my youth pastor, being the coolest person he is, took us all to Disney World. So we were in Orlando. We took a bus from where we were staying, Tampa Bay, that's where it was, to Orlando. And we spent a day or two in Orlando. It was really fun. I probably had the best time of my life there. Everything from going on Space Mountain, I think it was called, with the entire youth group, and Jack Sparrow asking me how my chicken was. But yeah, I had a great time. And then I came home. Then after that, it took like a few weeks for things to just like calm down and be their normal self again. And then I'd say a year goes by. Well, actually, it's 2025, so no, it would have been the same year. But yeah, actually no. 2 months go by, and I decided to start streaming on Twitch. So yeah, because one of my biggest goals is to become a good content creator. Like, I want to be funny. I want to be known for in the community of whatever I do. And so I started streaming on Twitch. And my first stream was Kingdom Hearts 3. I remember that. And I couldn't believe it the day that I hit stream and actually set up an account to pull that off. And while I was streaming, I decided to download Discord as well, because it's like the #1 social app or something like that. So I'm like, you know, if I'm gonna do content creation, I'm gonna need Discord. So after I got Discord, I was streaming for a good few days. Then after my first stream, I think a day goes by, and then I start to stream Roblox, which I was playing natural disaster survival and just chilling out. And this is where the second life-changing event happens for me. I met this guy, this really cool guy, when I was live. He joined my chat. I added him, we talked, and we got to know each other. And then he invited me to a Discord server of him and his friends. I'm like, I was a little skeptical, but I ended up doing it in the end, and I'm glad I did. So it changed my life. I then met the rest of his friend group, which are amazing people, and yeah. So, we're gonna skip a few years here to present day. But then also with the good comes the bad. I met some people in my real life that were really nice, and some that were really bad. And half of them probably don't even remember me. But I will also say, with that Discord friend group I joined, I love them, but there's also things that they can do that make me question whether I'm a Christian or not, or if I'm a firm believer in Christ. To which, one day, we were all chilling, playing games, and then, I'm not gonna call you out, so I'm not gonna say your name, but then someone said, man, after everything that Darth has said, I don't even know if he's Christian anymore. To then which I responded, nah, I'm Christian. It's not about what you say, but about what's in your heart. But then I realized, at that moment, that I was living wrong. I was doing everything wrong. So, I did my best to change myself. Started reading my Bible daily. I'm not very good with prayer, so I didn't really do that a whole bunch. And so, and I tried to implement Jesus in my conversations as much as I could. And it kind of didn't go the way I wanted to. One day, after I went on a work trip with some friends, I was on my way back home after a 2-hour drive. Well, no, during a 2-hour drive, where someone that wasn't allowed in the friend group asked to join back, but he knows who is the nicest person in that group, so he came to me to ask if he can be allowed back in. To which I got in a conversation about said person with the owner of the group chat, and that led to an argument. And having the friends that I have, or knowing the friends that I have friends that love to argue, and they don't like being wrong, and they're never wrong. And it kind of left me in a roadblock of my faith. I hit a wall, and it was hard for me to believe. I was praying for... I was hoping for redemption, but I just didn't feel good at all. But then, I'd say a month later, I like to sing for Sunday mornings for my church, and it was a Wednesday night and we were practicing. I like to sing on Sunday mornings for my church, and so we practice on Wednesday nights because that's right after youth group. And when I was singing, it was all normal until we were done. To then But then I opened up to the microphone that I was using to remove the batteries, to which there were no batteries. And I heard myself very clearly in the monitors and the speakers. So I know that my microphone was on because even the lights and the buttons on the microphone were working. There was power in the microphone, and I asked if anybody took out the batteries in my microphone. And everyone said, no, they didn't touch my mic. So then I got a little excited and told my friends, and then they shut me down. And so then recently, I've been listening to Brandon Lake, Christian artist. And what the flip? Didn't even touch this. But yeah, he's a Christian artist, and I just really like his music. And there's a specific song that really stuck with me. And I'll have the verse, actually no, the bridge up on screen, a screenshot of it, because that's the part that really stuck with me. But it's to the song Sevens. And if you've heard it, then you probably know what I'm talking about. But it got me thinking, and this was like last month, if not a few weeks ago. So the Lord's favorite number is 7. Hence the song Sevens. And so because of the bridge, I was thinking there are 7 continents. And no, do not bring up freaking the 8th continent. That's not a continent, it's underwater. 7 seas. The 7 wonders of the world. And the list goes on. And so I talked to my friends about it, and they all proved me wrong. That, I don't know, scarred me a little bit. And so, I'm kind of in a debate with my faith, and I don't really know how to get out of it. I'm trying my hardest, but I don't know if it's enough. Yeah. And that's about all I have to say. And I'm gonna do one more thing, actually, before I end. 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 9. He has saved us and called us to a holy life, not because of anything we have done, but because of his own purpose and grace. But yeah, I'm gonna leave you with that, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.